Hi everyone, it's Paulette from BespokeHR and welcome to our next BespokeHR Bite. I'm excited to share this version with you because these videos come from what we're hearing from our clients each and every day. What are the things that are keeping them up at night? What are the things that they're really struggling with? And this bite, we're going to give you a few questions that we are finding when we're talking to our clients about helping really narrow focus and get better results. So I'm going to share them with you today. So the problem we're experiencing at the moment, and that a lot of business owners are experiencing, is in that hustle to try and get momentum, to try and get results, to try and get sales or revenue. Business owners are going really wide. They're just going after anything that they can get their hands on right now. And what that generally results in is the team doing the same thing. They're going really wide with their focus. They are looking at the shiny objects. They're moving from left to right. They're jumping from strategy to strategy. And in that circumstance, what generally happens is you get a much, much poorer result coming through. You also end up not getting people accountable for the results they're doing because they're just trying anything that they can do and they'll just move to the next thing if it doesn't work. And whilst there is definitely some places where you can do that, it's exhausting, and if you're not getting the results at the end of it, it can really quickly lead to burnout. It can lead to imposter syndrome. It can lead to demotivation, which ultimately, is not a great place to play in for a long period of time. So one of the solutions that we're finding is getting really crystal clear on a few things in your business, going back to that one-page plan, if you haven't got it, around the key drivers of your organization. So here's a couple of questions that we ask when we go in and we're working with high-performing teams or high-achieving teams to really determine where we think they are at. And if they can answer all of these questions, if they are quick to be able to respond, and that's both the business owner and the team member, we know that the company is probably on track and hitting their numbers. If we ask them the questions and they don't know the answers, then the opposite is likely to be occurring. So I'm going to share them with you today. So the first is, does everybody in your organization know your vision? Do they know what's really important for your company? What is that big dream, that big, hairy, audacious goal that you would love to be able to achieve? So part of having a vision is getting your team excited. Then when they join your organization or they're in your organization, they want to be signing up to something that they're going to hopefully be able to impact. And that vision is normally the key to unlocking that. The second thing we ask people is, can they tell us what the top 3 company priorities are right now? So what are the things that are going to make the biggest difference to the company? What are the things that are going to shift the dial that are really important to impact? The third question we ask is, from an individual perspective, what are the 3 things that they are focusing on right now that is the most important things to help them get closer to what the company is achieving? So that helps us understand the interconnectedness between how each individual role plays a bigger part in actually influencing the organization goals. The fourth thing we ask is, what are the company values? Can they tell you what they are? And even more importantly, can they share an example of one of the values that they have excelled in? And what that's going to tell us is not just the results and not just the focus, but how the organization goes about achieving their goals. So if they can tell you what they are, that's normally a good sign that they lived in the organization. If they can give you an example of where they've excelled in it, well, that's going to show you that it's actually practiced in the organization. So from our experience, if people know where they're going, they're clear on how their position impacts that, and they know the behaviors that are going to be celebrated in the organization, you're one step closer to definitely achieving your results. So if you haven't got those things in place, I'd highly recommend that you put them together, if you can, on a page, and really just don't keep them there. As a business owner, you can sometimes do all this work, but not share them with your team. So I want to give you a little exercise. If I came into your organization in the next 4 weeks and I asked these questions, would your team members know the answer? So get on to sharing it with them. Look at creating and getting them involved in that equation. And most importantly, make sure that you're celebrating when you're actually achieving the things that are on your list, because that's going to make people want to do them and achieve them and get even better results next time.